Before we start, I need to tell you something incredible. This story, it completely changed how I see my own life. Stay with us for just 30 seconds, because what happened next, nobody saw coming.
She's not exaggerating. When Lily told me this story, I literally got goosebumps. And trust me, that doesn't happen often.
Okay. Let's begin properly. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Talk, Learn, Teach. I'm Lily, and I'm so grateful you're here with us today.
And I'm Tim. Before we dive into today's emotional journey, we have a small request. If you love stories that teach, inspire, and help you grow your English while touching your heart, please hit that subscribe button right now.
Yes, and share Talk, Learn, Teach with anyone who wants to learn English in the most natural, story-driven way possible. Every subscription helps us bring you more content like this.
All right, Lily, so what's today's story about? You've been mysterious about it all morning.
Today, we're talking about moments that define us. Specifically, the moment when everything you thought you knew about yourself just shifted. We're exploring turning points through the lens of one unforgettable summer.
Ooh, I love where this is going already.
So, picture this. It's the summer of 2015. There's this girl named Susan. She's 17, about to enter her final year of high school. For her entire life, Susan followed a very specific plan.
Let me guess. Good grades, perfect attendance, follow the rules.
Exactly. Every single morning, Susan woke up at exactly 6 o'clock. She studied before breakfast, attended every class, completed every assignment ahead of schedule. Her parents were so proud of her.
She sounds like the model student everyone talks about.
She was, but here's the thing, Tim. Susan had this secret dream that she never, ever shared with anyone. Every night before bed, she wrote in a journal, and in that journal, she created entire worlds.
She was a writer?
More than that, she was a storyteller. She invented characters, built kingdoms, wrote dialogues that made her laugh and cry. But during the day, she studied mathematics and science because everyone expected her to become a doctor.
Oh, that's heartbreaking, living two different lives.
Right? So that summer, something unexpected happened. Susan's school announced a creative writing competition. The winner would attend a 2-week workshop with actual published authors in London.
London, that's amazing.
Susan saw the announcement on the bulletin board. Her heart started racing. She stood there for maybe 10 minutes, just staring at the poster. Other students walked past her, chatting and laughing, but Susan felt frozen.
What did she do?
That evening, Susan sat at her desk. Her mathematics textbook was open in front of her. She tried to focus on equations, but her mind kept wandering back to that competition. Finally, at around 9 o'clock at night, she made a decision.
She entered the competition?
She entered the competition. For the next 3 weeks, Susan lived in two worlds more intensely than ever before. During the day, she maintained her perfect student routine. She attended classes, took notes, participated in study groups.
And at night?
At night, she became someone completely different. She wrote from 10 until 2 in the morning, sometimes 3. She crafted a story about a girl who discovered she could step into paintings and live inside different artworks.
That sounds beautiful.
It was. She poured everything into that story. All her secret dreams, her hidden fears, her deepest hopes. The deadline was approaching fast. Susan had never felt so alive and so terrified at the same time.
Did anyone know what she was doing?
Nobody. Not her parents, not her best friend, not her teachers. She submitted the story online 2 hours before the deadline. Then she tried to forget about it and focus on her regular life.
Tried?
Well, you can imagine. For the next 6 weeks, every time her phone buzzed, her heart jumped. She checked her email obsessively. Her friends started asking if she was okay because she seemed distracted all the time.
The waiting must have been torture.
Then, one Thursday afternoon in late July, Susan was helping her mom prepare dinner. They were chopping vegetables together, talking about college applications, when Susan's phone rang. Unknown number.
The way, was it?
She answered nervously. A woman's voice introduced herself as the competition coordinator. Susan's hand started shaking so much that she almost dropped the phone. Her mom looked at her concerned.
What did they say?
The woman said, "Susan, I'm calling to inform you that your story, The Girl in the Canvas, has been selected as one of the 3 winners. Congratulations! You'll be joining us in London next month."
She won. Oh my goodness, she actually won.
Susan couldn't speak. She literally couldn't form words. Her mom took the phone from her hand, worried something was wrong. The coordinator explained everything to her mother instead.
How did her parents react?
That's where the story gets really interesting, Tim. Her mom hung up the phone and just looked at Susan. There was this long silence. Then her mom asked, "When did you start writing stories?"
Uh-oh.
Susan expected anger, disappointment, lectures about focusing on important subjects. Instead, her mom's eyes filled with tears. She said, "Your grandmother was a writer. Did you know that?"
She didn't know?
She had no idea. Her mom sat her down and told her this whole story. Her grandmother had written children's books decades ago. She had published 3 books before Susan was even born. But the family never talked about it because grandmother had passed away when her mom was very young.
That's incredible. It was in her blood.
Her mom went to the attic that same evening. She came back with a dusty box. Inside were her grandmother's original manuscripts, handwritten letters from publishers, and old newspaper reviews of her books.
What did Susan do?
She cried. For the first time in years, Susan cried not from stress or pressure, but from pure emotion. She held her grandmother's manuscripts and felt this connection across time. Someone in her family had walked this creative path before her.
Did her dad support it too?
Her dad came home from work that evening. The whole family sat together at the dinner table. Susan explained everything: her secret journal, the competition, the workshop in London. She apologized for keeping secrets.
What did he say?
He was quiet for a moment. Then he said something that Susan never forgot. He said, "All these years, I thought we were helping you build a secure future, but maybe we were stopping you from building your real future."
Wow, that's powerful.
From that moment, everything changed. Susan's parents encouraged her to keep writing. They helped her prepare for the London workshop. They even started reading her stories and giving feedback.
So she went to London?
She did. Those 2 weeks in London transformed her completely. She met other young writers who understood her. She learned from professional authors who had turned their passion into careers. She discovered that following your dreams isn't irresponsible, it's necessary.
What happened after she came back?
This is my favorite part. Susan returned home with new confidence. She didn't abandon her studies, but she stopped pretending to be someone she wasn't. She applied to universities with strong creative writing programs instead of just medical schools.
And her parents were okay with that?
More than okay. They were proud. Susan's mom even started writing again herself. She began documenting family stories, keeping her mother's legacy alive. The whole family dynamic shifted.
That's beautiful. Did Susan become a writer?
Well, Tim, here's the really amazing part. Susan graduated from university 3 years ago with a degree in creative writing and literature. Last year, her debut novel was published.
No way!
Yes! And the dedication page? It reads, "For my grandmother, who walked this path first, and for my parents, who learned to let me follow."
Oh, okay. That just hit me right in the heart.
I know, right? The reason I love this story so much is because it teaches us something crucial about life and about being true to ourselves.
What's that?
Sometimes the person we're meant to be is hidden underneath the person everyone expects us to be, and finding the courage to reveal that true self, that's when real life begins.
That's so true. And thinking about it from a language learning perspective, this story is perfect for practicing past tenses.
Absolutely. Let's break down some of the key language patterns we used. Notice how we described Susan's routine. She woke up at 6 o'clock. She studied before breakfast. She attended every class.
Past simple tense for completed actions in the past. Very straightforward.
Exactly. And when we talked about her habits, we used different expressions. Every single morning and every night help establish routine. These time expressions are super useful.
We also used narrative sequencing, words like then, finally, for the next 3 weeks, that evening. These help listeners follow the story timeline.
Right. And what about describing emotions and reactions? There were so many powerful emotional moments.
Great observation. We used phrases like her heart started racing, she felt frozen, her hands started shaking. These physical descriptions of emotions are much more powerful than just saying she was nervous.
That's a really important point for learners. Instead of saying, "I was happy," you can say, "My eyes filled with tears," or "I couldn't stop smiling."
Exactly. And notice the dialogue we included. When Susan's dad said, "Maybe we were stopping you from building your real future," that one line carried so much weight.
Direct speech in stories makes them come alive. It's not just reporting what happened, it's showing the actual moment.
For our listeners who want to practice, try this exercise. Think about a turning point in your own life, a moment when something changed. How would you describe it?
Use specific details, not just "I made a decision," but describe where you were, what time it was, what you were doing, how you felt physically.
And build the story with a clear sequencing. What happened first? Then what? What was the result?
One thing I noticed in Susan's story is how the conflict built up. First, we learned about her routine. Then we discovered her secret dream. Then came the competition, the decision, the waiting, the revelation.
That's narrative structure, beginning, middle, climax, resolution. Every good story follows this pattern, whether it's a novel, a movie, or just an anecdote you share with friends.
For English learners, understanding story structure helps so much with comprehension and with expressing your own experiences.
Absolutely. And here's something interesting about Susan's story specifically. It teaches us about transformation, right? But the language also transforms throughout the story.
How do you mean?
At the beginning, we used very controlled, predictable language to describe Susan's routine, short sentences, repetitive patterns that matched her controlled life.
Oh, clever. I didn't notice that. Then, as the story developed and Susan took risks, the language became more varied. Longer sentences, more emotional vocabulary. The language itself reflected her journey.
That's brilliant. So storytelling isn't just about what you say, but how you say it.
Exactly. The rhythm, the vocabulary choices, the sentence structure, all of these elements work together to create mood and meaning.
This is why learning English through stories is so powerful. You're not just memorizing grammar rules, you're experiencing language and context with emotion, with purpose.
Right. And every story you hear or tell helps you internalize these patterns naturally. Your brain starts recognizing them automatically.
So for everyone listening, what's the takeaway here, both for language learning and for life?
For language learning, immerse yourself in stories. Listen actively. Notice the patterns. Pay attention to how emotions are expressed, how time is structured, how dialogue works.
And for life?
Don't wait for permission to become who you really are. Susan spent years hiding her true passion because she thought it wasn't acceptable. But the moment she took that risk,
everything aligned.
Sometimes the scariest decisions lead to the most beautiful outcomes.
Exactly. And you know what else? Susan's story reminds us that support can come from unexpected places. She thought her parents would be angry, but they became her biggest champions.
That's such an important lesson. We often underestimate the people around us. We assume they won't understand, won't support us. But sometimes we just need to be honest.
Communication changes everything. If Susan had talked to her parents earlier about her writing, maybe she wouldn't have felt so alone for all those years.
True, but then again, maybe she needed that solitary time to develop her voice, to understand what she really wanted before sharing it with the world.
That's a beautiful way to look at it. Everyone's journey is different. There's no perfect timeline for finding yourself or pursuing your dreams.
Whether you're 17 like Susan was or 70, it's never too late to honor your true calling.
Absolutely. And that applies to language learning too. It doesn't matter when you start learning English or any language. What matters is that you commit to the journey.
Well said, Lily. I think our listeners have gotten so much value from today's episode, both emotionally and educationally.
I hope so. This story really touched my heart, and I'm so glad we could share it with all of you today on Talk, Learn, Teach.
Before we wrap up, we want to hear from you. What turning point changed your life? What dream are you still hiding? Or maybe what brave step have you already taken?
Yes, please share your thoughts in the comments below. We read every single one, and your stories inspire us to create more content like this.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you never miss our storytelling English lessons.
Talk, Learn, Teach is all about learning through real emotion, real stories, and real connection. Your subscription helps us continue this mission.
Share this episode with friends, family, classmates, anyone who's learning English, or anyone who needs to hear Susan's message today.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us. Remember, your voice matters, your story matters, and your dreams, no matter how hidden they are right now, they matter too.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep being courageously yourself.
We'll see you in the next episode of Talk, Learn, Teach. Take care, everyone.
Bye for now.